Well, thank you for coming. We appreciate you guys braving the cold to come out for this, and those that joined us online too. As Skylar said, I'm Angie Clayson in our HR benefits team, and this is Heather Cheatham. And we are here to talk to you today about Benefits Unleashed, maximizing the potential of your benefits. When SEA reached out to us and asked us if we would talk about benefits, they just kind of said, whatever you feel like you want to talk about. And so Heather and I spoke about it, and we felt like, we're always talking about medical, dental, vision, those core ones that are important to people, right? But we don't really spend a lot of time talking about the smaller known benefits or the value added benefits as we refer to them that come through some of our vendors. So that's what we'd like to talk to you about today, is all of those. And there's a lot to go over. So we'll ask if you guys can wait to ask your questions at the end. We'll try to make sure we go through everything at least high level enough that you guys have in the back of your mind, oh, that's a benefit that I would like to look into more. Perfect. So that's what we're planning to do today. So there's a lot to go over. And for those of you online, Anne-Marie Griffin-Wilson and our team has graciously agreed to answer your chat questions. So you can go ahead and put your questions in chat, and she'll try and answer them as we go. So to start, we're going to do a Kahoot game. So if you guys will join online and here in person, either in the Kahoot app or on the website, kahoot.it. Heather's going to get us a PIN code to join. And this is more, we don't expect you to know the answers to this. It's just kind of fun and educational about our benefits and our medical plan, actually, because I think it's interesting. So we wanted to share. So there's our PIN, 4537346. Give another minute to join. HR person. Great. Another minute. There's only like 10 questions, so it's not too extensive. All right, we're slowing down, so let's get started. Game on. You guys ready? How many enrolled individuals do we have on our medical plans as of December 2023? Right. So you guys were kind of across the board. That's okay. 12,771, but that's actually quite a large plan to have that many individuals on it. So, and those are individuals. We have, I don't know, roughly around 4,800 to 5,000 subscribers or members, right? But with their dependents added on there, that's the 12,771. All right, good job, LW. Leading the pack. Approximately what percentage of benefited employees are enrolled in the white plan? So we have 3 plans: blue plan, white plan, and a high deductible plan. How many do you think are in the white plan? And hopefully you guys are fairly familiar with the plans, that you know the difference between each of them. very good. Across the board a little bit, but yeah, so 50%. So it's our largest enrolled group is on the white plan. Approximately what percentage of benefited employees are enrolled in the high deductible plan? I was going to say, yeah, it's 31%. So there's 31% in our high deductible plan. L-Dub is still killing it. You guys need to catch up there. What medical plan is growing the fastest? High deductible, very good. Yep. So I know that when people hear high deductible, they kind of get scared away sometimes from that plan, but it actually is a really good plan if you know how to use it wisely. And you sign up for an HSA, which is a health savings account. That's your money you keep until you retire. And so it's a really good plan. So we hope that you guys will consider it, enrolling this open enrollment, but we just wanted to kind of give you some information about that. So as people learn, we do have more people enrolling in the high deductible. Non-HR person's number 3, they're doing all right. Approximately what amount will be spent on medical claims for the 2023-2024 fiscal year? You're thinking. All right, so it's 79 million. Can you believe that? Huge, huge. When I started back in 2017, it was around 46 million, somewhere around there. So just in 7 years, it's gone up to nearly 80 million. So that just illustrates how much our medical expenses are on the rise. So it's, I think, useful to understand that information. Okay, country has broken the pack there. Approximately how much of our 79 million is spent on prescriptions? $11 million of the 79 million. Prescriptions are a big chunk of our costs, and they're just growing because there's, more and more research into really phenomenal drugs that can help support people, but they're very expensive. So that continues to grow at a rapid pace. How much was spent on the top 5 highest cost prescriptions for the fiscal year 2023-2024? $2,600,000 plus. So of that 11 million, 2.5 or so is just on 5 prescriptions. How much is spent on the top 5 highest number? So the largest filled prescriptions. $32,000. So that kind of helps you understand the difference between the costs and prescriptions, right? Just to help illustrate that if you're on any prescriptions, it's much cheaper for you to look at generic if there's that offering available to you. So it's not always available, and sometimes the generic doesn't work for that individual, but if it's available, you should consider that. Okay, true or false? USU has an employee assistance program to help with in-the-moment counseling. Good answer. Glad you guys know. Yes, we do. And we're going to go over that today. So Ruth is leading the pack now. The SP's on fire, it looks like. True or false? USU pays for basic life insurance and long-term disability for all of our benefited employees. Yeah, good job. You guys know your stuff. Yep. University pays for those two benefits, which is nice to have. And I think this is our last one. True or false? USU offers one of the lowest contributions to our employees' retirement plans among other universities. And this, I should say, this is for 401A. False, that's right. We have one of the highest contribution, 14.2%, phenomenal contribution to a retirement plan that you don't even have to make any contribution to receive that. So it's a great retirement plan that we have here.
And most universities we're finding are contributing 10%. So that kind of gives you an example of how well we're taken care of here.
Why is it so high here?
They just like us better.
All right, good job, Jeff. Won that out apparently. And then country and then SP. So great job, you guys. Thanks for joining the Kahoot. Hopefully that was interesting for you guys. All right. So let's get into the other benefits. The first one we want to talk about is our wellness program called Be Well. Through the wellness program, there's a lot of available services for you that we wanted to make sure you were aware of. There's fitness classes, and those classes can be in person or even virtual. You can join live, or they even record them, so you can do them at your, convenience. You can pay in person or online payment options for those classes, again, making it easier for you to be part of the wellness program. Fitness assessments are available, and they're in person or at home options available. You can schedule an appointment online at the wellness website, which is wellness.usu.edu under services, or you can email bewell@usu.edu and they'll send you at home instructions to do a fitness assessment. There's personal training available, so you can get a personalized exercise program and that you can do at home or at a gym. $15 a session, which is phenomenal to meet with a personal trainer as far as cost goes. And again, that's scheduled under services. And we have a registered dietitian on staff too. I mean, we really have a lot of extra benefits at our disposal that isn't going to be common outside of the university. I came from private sector, so I can tell you that we definitely didn't have a registered dietitian on staff, but we do here. And so you can meet with them to get a consultation, $5 each visit. If you want a meal plan, it's $10. Again, great cost. And then in addition to that, we have a rewards program. So there's a Be Well rewards program and mini challenge program that can help you earn some money. Earn up to $280 per year on the Be Well rewards program and $200 for the mini challenges. If you want more information, just go to the wellness.usu.edu and it's all there for you. Hartford's, Ability Assist. So Hartford is our life and disability vendor. And as I mentioned at the beginning, there's some vendors that offer what we call value-added benefits. They're free as part of the product. So as part of your life insurance, they offer Ability Assist, which is an EAP, employee assistance program. And through that, you can get counseling, financial information, and legal support. You can get 3 face-to-face sessions, I believe, in counseling through this Hartford EAP.
What?
You can get appointments for financial counselors, questions, or legal support. So through the Ability Assist. And again, all of this is on our HR website. Many of these voluntary benefits that we're going over is under the voluntary section of our benefits website. That one's through the Hartford. Oh, and I should mention too, on the legal support here at the bottom, you can see if you get referred to an attorney, you can get 25% off the reduction in customary legal fees. That's a nice reduction there if you have anything that you need help from an attorney with. The other thing from Hartford, and this is one I really like to mention to employees because I think is very underutilized but can provide a lot of support, is Health Champion. Again, it's through the Hartford, but CompPsych is the company that provides this program. And it helps you through, it supports you through all aspects of your healthcare needs. There's administrative support and clinical support. So administrative support, maybe you need help understanding our plans, the white, blue, high deductible plan. They have team members that can help you understand, the terminology and what things mean, because it can be overwhelming for employees. Maybe you want to compare, maybe your spouse has a plan through their employer and you want to compare their plan to ours here at the university. They can help you decide what may be a better option for you and your family. They can give you cost estimation on treatment options. They can help with claims and billing issues. This is another really useful one. Claims aren't always that difficult, but maybe when you go to the hospital and then you start getting a bill from the provider, from the hospital, from your anesthesiologist, the lab tech, then it starts to get overwhelming, right? And you're not sure maybe if you got billed correctly. Health Champion can help you through that. They can help negotiate payment plans. They can refer you to financial resources, and they can help you understand appeals process. So that's kind of all of the administrative support that program helps with. There's also clinical support. So they can do one-on-one review of your health concerns, what you were experiencing. They can help you prepare for doctor's visits, lab work, tests, so you know what to expect. They can give you support and answers regarding your diagnosis and treatment options, prescription, interactions, things of that nature. And they can help you coordinate with your healthcare plan providers, because maybe you're working with multiple depending on your condition, as well as refer you to community resources. Maybe there's a support group when you're newly diagnosed to something that's going to be so impactful to your life, maybe a chronic condition that you're going to deal with for the rest of your life. Support groups are a great resource to have. So the number for that is right there. Again, this is on our website, the HR website under benefits.
Okay, so this benefit is actually a really neat benefit to be aware of. So we have the MetLife Legal plans. It's only $21.25 per month. As you can tell, that's going to save you a lot of money, because most lawyers, there's retainer fees involved, and sometimes that's $200 an hour. And so it's really nice to be able to know that you can sign up for a legal plan. And you just have to sign up for it for a plan year, and then get the help that you need. And then you can opt out of it the following open enrollment. These legal plan, prepaid legal plans offer you local attorneys that allow you to come and meet with them, receive advice and consultation. They can give you help related to financial matters, family matters, prepare documents for you, help you with wills and estate planning, all kinds of things. And so, so this is definitely a really good plan to be aware of, and if you have that need to enroll in it. One of the most popular categories that people use the legal plan for is estate planning. And so
I utilized this benefit not too long ago, and my attorney said it would have cost me about $1,200, and all I had to pay was the $21.25 a month for a year. Got in, got out. It was really nice.
yeah, it's like, okay, we have another benefit that we're not sure employees are aware of, but if we have an employee pass away, there is a USU death benefit. So besides the last paycheck being paid out to the employee's beneficiary and the vacation being paid out, USU actually pays the basic salary of the employee for a 30-day period to the beneficiary. And so that is a really nice extra benefit to all of our benefited employees. We highly recommend our employees check to make sure that they have a beneficiary listed. And so you can do that by going to ServiceNow, and then just under our HR services, there's a beneficiary form that you can update.
The next thing we want to talk about is Aggies Thrive. Are you guys familiar with Aggies Thrive here? Great. So this is our mental health initiative. We started back in about 2019. We saw a need to provide more mental health resources, and we wanted to provide kind of a one place for employees to know they could go to get all sorts of information around mental health. So the purpose is to destigmatize, right? Build a culture, an Aggie culture that's supportive around mental health and getting rid of those negative connotations that sometimes have come in the past with mental health. To provide education on various different mental health topics, events. We have an events section on the webpage that connects you to all sorts of webinars, lunch and learns, et cetera. In October, we do a celebration of World Mental Health Day on October 10th. So that's on our website too, and really a fun event. And then we also provide lots of resources for you. So again, that one place that you feel like you can go to if you want some more information. Part of that Aggies Thrive initiative was to purchase an employee assistance program. So I mentioned the one we had through the Hartford, right, which was free and part of our basic life. But the university felt like it wanted to support its employees more and provide more support for mental health. And so we purchased this Aetna Resources for Living employee assistance program, and that provides you 6 free face-to-face sessions per issue per year. And the way you would go about this is calling Aetna, and they'll do a short intake, trying to understand your needs. Do you want a female counselor versus a male counselor? All those kind of questions. And then they're going to give you a list of therapists and counselors in the area you wanted. And then you reach out and schedule an appointment. Once you schedule the appointment, then you'll call Aetna back. They'll give you a billing code that you take to your provider. And that's how you make sure that those appointments are free. So it takes a little bit of work at the front end, but then it should be easy. The other thing I'll mention is you can get counseling too through your medical plan, right? But it's going to be subject to your deductible and all of those things. If you feel like you're going to need more than 6 sessions, you may want to make sure that the in-network provider through Aetna is also in network with Regents or PHP. That way you can have a kind of a continuity of care and not have to switch providers. TalkSpace is another benefit through Aetna. This provides counseling and therapist supports, online, televideo, and chat. The chat was kind of the interesting part to that because nowadays a lot of people, that's how they prefer to communicate is through chat instead of sitting one-on-one with a person. So that just provides another avenue to get support that may feel more comfortable to you. Financial advice is available just like it was through Hartford. This provides you 30-minute consultation free or a 60-minute ID theft consultation if you're a victim of theft. And there's some additional support through that too. Daily Life Assistant, this is really meant to help kind of general life issues that come your way. Do you need to find a child care provider, an elder care provider? Are you going to have work done on your home and you need to find a repairman that's certified, repair person that's certified? You can call Aetna and they can help you get that information. Just trying to reduce the stress. And then their website, chock full of information. Highly recommend that you go to Aetna's website when you have a minute and see what's out there for you. There's articles, videos, webinars, recorded webinars. They do live ones that you can sign up for. They have a self-paced cognitive behavioral therapy program online that you can do for yourself if that's something that interests you. So lots of information on their website. Additional mental health support is also listed on Aggies Thrive. We talk about our medical plans because you can obviously get support through your mental health support through your medical plans. The thing I wanted to bring up today is that there's lots of specialized in-network providers that are virtual because some of us live in more rural areas and it may be harder to find support for ourselves or family members that can help us. So Charlie Health is an intensive outpatient therapy, virtual therapy for teens and young adults who are dealing with suicidal ideation or have attempted suicide. And they have a great program. They send us a lot of information about it, and I'm really impressed with all of the resources they provide. Equip is a virtual treatment for eating disorders. Boulder Care is virtual for addiction and substance use disorder. And NOCD is a virtual treatment for OCD. So those are all available to our Regents members in network. PHP has its own employee assistance
Hi,
program.
Julie. How are you?
Employees
Good.
who have PHP. It's called Blomquist Hale. And it's an employee assistance program, like we've kind of explained, similar, right? You have free counseling options, some financial support, some legal support as well. And all of that information is on the Eastern HR website. We provide lunch and learns here that are around mental health. So we have on that events page that I mentioned, you can go there and see, we usually try and do about one a month that's focused just for our employees, provided maybe by Aetna or someone else that educates us on various mental health related topics. And then we also list all of the webinars that Aetna provides to their book of business, but the lunch and learns are specific for our employees. There's Meetup on this Aggies Thrive website too. And Meetup is an app that's trying to help connect people, build connections. Connections are a really important part of mental health, right? Having people that we can rely on and go to. And so the purpose of having Meetup there is if you want to build some more connections in your Aggie community, you can get with Be Well. You go to the Meetup section of the Aggies Thrive website, and it'll tell you how you can maybe start a book club through our Aggies Thrive group and Meetup, or maybe you enjoy horror movies or whatever that is that you want to find people that relate to your interests, right? You can go and set that up. So keep that in mind. We also have plenty of local resources. We're throughout the state of Utah, so we've got at least one mental health resource in each county listed on that website, but some have more. And we're always well open to taking more if you guys know of any others that we should have on our website. And lastly, I want to mention the 988 number. Hopefully you all know it, but if you don't, now you do. Crisis number. If you're in crisis, your family member's in crisis, colleague, whatever, the 988 number is a really great number to remember to call to get some help for that person. Here's where the Aggies Thrive can be found. If you go to the HR website, hr.usu.edu, it's right front and center on that first page. And then once you go into it, you'll see the EAP information, which is there, but you guys can write it down if you want now, or those online can take a snip of that. PHP also offers value-added benefits, right? We talked about the Blomquist Hale, but they also have other additional benefits that they provide to their members. So PHP, again, is for our Eastern employees who are enrolled with PHP. One of the benefits is this Health Utah rebate, 2 rebates worth $50 each for each employee and spouse each plan year. To do that, you would get tested or provide proof of a routine wellness exam and sign up for 2 wellness challenges. And then to get the second rebate, you'd sign up for 2 additional challenges. Choose Your Path to Wellness is kind of along the same lines, but you're signing up to participate in 10 PHP wellness challenges, and that gets you entered into a bunch of prizes, the grand prize being worth $500. So that's not too shabby. And if you think about it, you could always sign up for the Be Well rewards and for this and kind of get double the bang for your buck there if you're going to do the wellness. Parent guidance. PHP has partnered with Parent Guidance, which connects PHP parents with a free parenting coach and therapists created content. So that seems like kind of a unique benefit that could help individuals, especially if you don't have a lot of resources available to you as a parent and a new parent particularly. PHP Plus is their discount program. So they have tons of discounts available to you on their site, things such as acupuncture, pet insurance, gym membership, LASIK, hearing aids, massages, etc. So you might want to go to the website if you think, hey, I need a massage, go check out what kind of discount you can get.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the Regents benefits that are available. First, I wanted to start and just put a plug in for creating an account with Regents, because that really gives you a lot of resources and tools at your fingertips and helps you manage those medical claims that you have. You can also create a timeline on the Regents app to remind you when you're able to fill prescriptions, or anyway, there's a lot of tracking capability on the regents.com account or the Regents app. So highly recommend creating that account. So all you would need is your member ID, and you can get that off of your medical card.
And if you download the Regents app, it'll have your insurance card on there too. So you don't have to carry around an insurance card, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. All right, and then we've got something here. Okay. So just like PHP members, Regents also has a lot of Advantage plans and resources available to those that have the Regents plan. So they have member-only discounts. This is where you can save on alternative care, fitness devices, LASIK, surgery, hearing aids, healthy meals. There's so much that you can save on. You can also get 20% off Walgreen branded health and wellness items. So if you want to learn more about some of those discounts, just go to regents.com and click on member resources, and then click on the Advantage discounts page. But Regents also offers care management, and this is something that not a lot of our benefited employees are aware of, but if you find yourself in a really difficult medical situation with a serious health condition, and you have multiple doctors that you're seeing, or maybe you have a dependent that is going through a really challenging time, you're feeling overwhelmed with all the doctors you need to set up appointments with, the treatments that you're going through, and you just need help navigating the healthcare system. You can call Regents and ask for a care manager to help you. They can help fill out paperwork even. So, maybe you're going to need FMLA or short-term disability. They can help you fill out that paperwork. And especially if you have multiple doctors that you're dealing with, it's just nice to have some extra support when you're going through a hard time. Another program that Regents has is called the Utilization Management Program. And this is for our employees who maybe want to understand, some of the care that's covered, they have covered, or if they want to understand what options they have, or maybe they want to avoid unnecessary treatments. This management program can help you do that and help you save on some of those out-of-pocket costs that you might face. Okay, and Regents also has another app that you can access through regents.com, and it's called Regents Empower. And this is the well-being program that Regents offers. And so it's another way to help you take simple steps towards better health. There's a lot of in-network preventative care information on that app. It helps you understand, what annual checkups you should be going to, different immunizations that are free at no cost to you, and different screenings that are available. You also have an opportunity to take it's called the Regents Empower Health Assessment, and that is where you can earn your first reward. So you can get a $15 gift card just by filling out that assessment. And then there's additional health activities and challenges and rewards that are available to you for participating in their wellness program. And you can also claim electronic gift cards. Something else that many of our employees aren't aware of is that they have coverage that travels with them. So just by being enrolled in one of the USU health plans, you're also enrolled in what's called Blue Cross Blue Shield Global Core. And that's a program that provides you coverage when you're traveling abroad. So you have in-network doctors and hospitals that you have access to. You never know when some of those emergencies will hit. And so it's nice to have that extra relief knowing that you have coverage even while you're traveling. And to find out more about our Global Core program and coverage, you can simply visit the bcbsglobalcore.com website or download the Blue Cross Blue Shield Global Core app. You can also contact the Global Core team service center by calling this number. And all of this information, just like Angie mentioned, is found on the HR website. So if you go to hr.usu.edu and click on benefits, you'll be able to follow and even revisit some of this information that we're sharing with you today. Okay, we're going to talk about some of the educational benefits that are available to our employees. So we have the tuition remission program that's available to our benefited employees. This is where our employees can receive 50% off their tuition. USU Eastern employees with a service hire date before July 1st of 2010 are grandfathered into a tuition waiver program that was previously offered by the College of Eastern Utah. So, so there's a couple options there. It just depends on your service date. Those that would be eligible for this program need to be in a benefit eligible position. They also need to complete 3 months of employment before they're eligible to use the benefit or before their dependents are able to use that benefit. And the 3 months needs to be completed by the first day of classes. You can take 6 credit hours per semester for courses taken during the employee's scheduled work time. And how would you use it? You actually would need to get approval from your supervisor, work with your supervisor to coordinate your work schedule and your course schedule, and be accepted into USU through admissions, and then complete an application on ServiceNow. And you can just search application for tuition remission, or that's probably the easiest way to find it, but it's just go to servicenow.usu.edu. Okay, the other educational benefit that's available to our employees is course auditing. Sometimes our employees forget that there's a second benefit available to them, and this one is free. This is for our employees and their spouses. It's also available to USU retirees and their spouses, or spouses of deceased USU employees. So how would you use this benefit? You would need to complete an application to audit the course, and that form is found in ServiceNow. You also need to have approval from your supervisor. Some courses may have some extra fees. So for example, if you're signed up to audit an art class, you may have some extra fees, some art supplies that you need to pick up, but the tuition would be free. You would not be receiving course credit or have to do the homework or the tests. So this is just kind of a fun way to continue expanding your knowledge.
You had me at no test.
Okay, another benefit that is offered is our group home and auto insurance through Farmers Insurance. This program provides access to group and employer discounts on insurance products. It's convenient because it can, just like many of these benefits, you can enroll in these benefits, and it is a payroll deduction. So nice way to be able to pay for some of these additional benefits. In addition to receiving a quote through Farmers, USU employees can also receive a comparison quote through a partner carrier called Safeco. And the best approach to signing up or getting a quote is to contact the Farmers a farmer's representative directly and just simply tell them that you work for Utah State University and that you want all eligible discounts applied to the quote. And you can enroll in this any time of the year. You can opt out of it any time of the year. And we've got the phone number there if you're wanting to call and get a home and auto insurance quote. And right now, auto insurance, it's gone up for a lot of people. It's pretty crazy out there. So anyway, so highly recommend just getting a free quote, seeing if it's something that can save you some money. Okay, we also have pet insurance, and pet insurance was added to our benefits last year. So this is one of our newer benefits. It's called MetLife Pet Insurance, and it provides some protections against any unplanned vet expenses for covered accidents or illnesses that your furry family members might experience. And it's nice to have kind of an extra layer for some of those unplanned expenses. The way to enroll is just by going to metlife.com, get pet quote, or you can call the phone number listed. And you do have the option of customizing your plans. It's also a reimbursement plan. So you would go to your veterinarian, pay for the service, and then submit documentation for that payment reimbursement. This is another benefit that you can participate in at any time and opt out at any time. Okay, another benefit that some of you may not be aware of is we have community discounts for USU employees, and our employment team, our amazing employment team, has put together a website for all of you. And so if you're not familiar with our HR teams, Danielle Anderson, Avery Merrill, and Ulysses Lincoln are on our employment team. And so they're very familiar with this page. And if you have questions about it, you can contact them. I'm going to actually take you to the page just so you can see how to access that list of discounts. So if you go to hr.usu.edu and then click on, we'll just do it real quick. So you go to usu.edu and then just click on current employees. And then under the benefited employees section, you'll see the community discounts for USU employees. And on the front of the page, it gives an opportunity for businesses to come in and tell us about some of the discounts that they have for our employees. So if you have some connections or you're aware of some businesses that are interested in doing that, you can send them to this page. If you want to view the discount list, just click on the discount list button, and then you'll see a list of businesses that are offering discounts. So there's a lot on here. So there's restaurants and hotels, retail businesses, all kinds of things. There's some daycare here. So I'd recommend taking a look at this page. There's instructions on how to receive the discount. So some businesses will let you use your USU ID. Others will, need you to actually go to their website. So anyways, take a look at some of the offerings that they have. There's also campus discounts. So discounts to the ARC, campus store on the Hub, University Inn, USU dining and concessions. So look at those discounts. Eastern campus also has some additional discounts listed. So they've got the museum there, dining and concessions, some of their athletic events, and theater productions. So lots of great information here if you were not aware of that additional benefit. Okay, and then we also wanted to remind our employees that we have a benefit opt-in texting program. So if you want to receive updates on your benefits, highly recommend opting in to receive those. And the texts are usually like once a month, so not very many. But it gives you a lot of great information and updates. It can remind you when open enrollment is coming, or if there's new benefits being added to our plans. So it's a really great way to stay in touch. And so our main campus or our Regents employees, you would just text benefits, the word benefits, to that number. If you're on the price blending or you're enrolled in PHP plans, then you'd want to text USU benefits. And then we can make sure that you're getting the correct information. Okay, does anyone have any questions for us? Yeah.
Are there people on standby to kind of talk you through the high deductible plan versus the medium or low when that time rolls around or whatever?
Yes, yeah, so like during open enrollment, okay. So you'll actually get some information emailed to you, and there's an opportunity to meet one-on-one with a benefit team member, or even meet with our Regents representative, Carol Adamus.
Sweet,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Is the MetLife program with the will and estate, is that the only way to help get a will written? Or is there other options?
I guess in case the virtual people can't hear, is there a way to get will and estate assistance outside of that MetLife legal plan? Yes, it will. So like Hartford, their Ability Assist does have some support, but it's more in a template. But if you just need something easy, an easy will or estate planning, you can go and download their template to do that yourself. So there are some resources. I don't know if Aetna has that as well, but I would bet, because that's pretty common with an EAP.
Are
So
they still considered legal documents done that way, or is it only through an attorney that it's considered legal?
It would still be considered a legal document. Mhm.
Thank you.
your questions, and you guys have our email addresses there if you have any other questions, or you can email hr@usu.edu for other questions. Thanks for attending. Hopefully you guys got at least one or two new items out of that, huh? Okay, good.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a nice day.